Is everybody today? Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to the second in our series of 4 sessions for what your doctor wasn't taught in med school, but about nutrition, but you really need to know. Last week we got real silly. We're very serious this week.
No,
very, very serious.
maybe not too serious, but we're serious about what we're talking about.
Right.
But we want this to be informational as well as fun, and I want you to go out there and research some of the things yourselves, like we've done. We just can't help that we are particularly silly.
We are particularly silly.
Yes.
So we're using a software called Zoom, and Zoom is our video conferencing webinar software that we are also live streaming to Facebook, so you can watch it live. We are recording this, so we'll have a recorded version that we'll put up in links afterwards. And then I'm going to turn it over to Anne. She's going to do the presentation today, and at the end I'll come in and give you some links before we say goodnight. So we should be about an hour tonight. And there's a cat back there. I see the cat. There may be
kitties,
strange animals behind our heads.
Just kitties.
Just kitties. Okay. So here we go. Let me bring up the meeting. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. I think we can enter full screen with that. Okay, and there we go.
So as we said last week, this is our first webinar series, and this is part 2. And we really appreciate all of you all joining us. So let's get started. I just want to recap last week. And you can find the recorded series in our wellness group on Facebook. So the truth is revealed. Why physicians are disease and drug oriented. Why you may not want to rely on your doctor alone for nutritional guidance. And the story of a remarkable health turnaround and what she used to heal. The shocking stats that helped to convert a supplement skeptic doctor, that sounds familiar, to a believer. In this second session, what you're going to learn is the importance of supplementing with proteins and amino acids, the importance of a healthy flora for good digestion and better health, and about telomeres, what they are and why they matter. We're going to talk about Shackley's Life Strip and why it's so special. Now, if you all stay to the very end, you're going to be able to download our free ebook as a gift. And we look forward to sharing this with you. So this is going to be a real shock. It was to me. Less than 6% of doctors get formal training in nutrition. And that physicians just don't receive the kind of training that you would think they would in nutrition and supplementation. Now, I'm not trying to beat up on doctors, believe me, but I want to help people realize that their doctor's advice isn't always up to date when it comes to nutrition and vitamin supplementation. So who do you turn to when you want to protect your health? I recommend that you get education on the basics of nutrition and supplementation. Don't just rely solely on your doctor. Now, I just want to share a little personal information with you. I trained as a nurse and became an RN, and I myself didn't have very, very much nutritional training at all. I think probably the only thing I remember at all from nursing school was just help your patients to understand that they need to eat well. Well, what does that mean, and how does that relate to every single person? Everybody's different, and so what eating well to somebody is just not like eating well to somebody else. As also, I had physicians in my family. My brother was a doctor. He didn't have much nutritional background at all. He was more of the, just eat well kind of doctor. So I have the utmost respect for doctors and their incredible amount of knowledge. But remember, your doctor was trained to attack disease using mainly drugs and surgery. It's really not fair to expect them to be as knowledgeable about nutrition and vitamins as they are about drugs. The challenge for many people is having a doctor who has the same attitude as Dr. Ray Strand had before he converted and wrote his book. What your doctor doesn't know about nutritional medicine may be killing you. Oh, that's not a very good thought. So if your doctor happens to feel like he did, you'll have few options other than drugs and surgery. Now, I'm not knocking the amazing power of modern drugs and surgery. They certainly have their place. However, your body was designed to heal itself if given the right nutrients and resources. One of my favorite sayings is if you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live? So if you don't feed your body right and give it the nutrition it needs, where will you live? Drugs and surgery should be the last option, not the first and only options. When his patients brought their bottles of supplements into the office and asked Dr. Strand whether he would believe in taking vitamins produced any health benefits, he'd wrinkle his brow, and with his most astute professional expression, he would carefully examine the label. Handing the bottle back, he would say, well, that stuff was absolutely no use at all. The truth he now admits was that he knew next to nothing about nutrition or nutritional supplementation. In medical school, he had not received any significant instruction on the subject. He used all the patented answers when his patients asked about vitamins. Oh, they're just snake oil, or vitamins just make expensive urine, and you can get all that you require of nutrients by just eating the right foods. Maybe you've even heard some of these out-of-date comments from your doctor. I know I have. Have you, Chad?
I have, unfortunately, yes.
Yes, okay. For the first 23 years of Dr. Strand's clinical practice, he simply did not believe in nutritional supplements. So let's take a poll here. Have you ever heard these out-of-date comments from your doctor or a medical professional?
Okay, the answers are coming in. Yes, mostly yes. And some even worse. Some even worse.
Okay. Well, he had a change of heart when right after he met and married his wife, Liz. She had some health problems, but Liz honestly thought if she married a physician, her health would get better. Boy, was she wrong. Most moms with little children are tired. But Liz seemed unusually fatigued. Although she was only 30 years old, she told him she felt like she was 60. As the years passed, she developed more symptoms and health problems that required several medications. By their 10th anniversary, Liz was so tired that most of the time she labored to put one foot in front of the other. She experienced continual total body pain, overwhelming fatigue, horrible allergies. She had recurrent sinus and lung infections. Finally, after testing and evaluation, Liz's doctors diagnosed her problem as fibromyalgia. This medical condition involves an array of symptoms, the worst being chronic pain and fatigue. Now, just real quickly, I want to share, I'm very familiar with this. I have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia now for many, many years. I've been struggling with that, and been through many doctors, and I would say probably 99.9% of them never talked to me about my diet or my nutrition. So just to let you know that that's a real thing out there, and I hope that you haven't experienced it, and if you have experienced it, we're here to give you some good news. So either way, this is going to be the good news. Since fibromyalgia had no cure, all Dr. Strand could do was to ease Liz's symptoms and was to load her up on medications. He had her taking amitriptyline at night for sleep, and she had anti-inflammatories for pain, muscle relaxers, inhalers for her asthma and hay fever, Seldane for allergies, and eventually even weekly allergy shots. In spite of his efforts and all this medicine, year after year, her health gradually worsened. Although he maintained his professional exterior, on the inside, Dr. Strand was growing desperate. He visited several times with the pulmonologist and the infectious disease specialist that she saw. They assured him they were doing everything possible. About this time, a friend of the family shared with Liz that her husband had also had pneumonia and had experienced significant fatigue during the recovery. He took some nutritional supplements, and they had really helped him regain his strength. Liz was aware of her husband's negative attitude towards vitamin supplements, so Liz knew she would need his blessing before trying them. Well, anyway, when she asked, even she was surprised at his response. "Honey, you can try anything you want. We doctors certainly aren't doing you any good." So her friend brought a collection of vitamin supplements to their house the next day. Liz eagerly swallowed them and downed 2 healthy drinks as well. To Dr. Strand's amazement, and probably to Liz's amazement, within 3 days, she obviously was beginning to feel a little better. After 3 weeks of faithfully swallowing many tablets and consuming those strange-looking diets, Liz felt so good that she stopped taking the steroids and the nebulizer treatments. I'm sure this was with the approval of her doctors. 3 months passed, all bringing gradual improvement, and Liz just never looked back. She was stronger than she had been in years and exuded a renewed outlook on life. Dr. Strand saw the sparkle in her eyes, and when she returned from training and caring for her horses, she was also no longer afraid of suffering from allergic reactions to the hay, the mold, and the dust.
So I just wanted to interject here. If you're like me, and if you're still watching, I got to think you are.
I hope.
If you're like me, when I first got diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, and the doctor said, well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that it's not generally fatal. The bad news is there's no cure for it. So I'm a guy, so I'm like, yeah, don't tell me there's no cure for it. I'll find a cure. I'll figure it out. And so one of the things I did was start taking supplements. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know which ones to take. I read what I could and did what I could. But the point here is that Liz didn't just go out and start taking stuff willy-nilly, okay? She followed a specific plan. And that is so important to know what you're taking, why you're taking it, how much you should take, when you should take it, and why.
And the source.
And yeah, so we'll talk more about that, but I just wanted to highlight that if you think you can do this on your own, just by reading, there's so much information out there that is contradictory. You'll end up like me, spending thousands of dollars over several years and not getting any results. So anyway.
Dr. Strand wasn't yet sure whether her dramatic health recovery was a miracle of God or was the work of her nutritional medicine. So he decided to do his own research. He wanted to get to the bottom of it and embarked on an in-depth study into supplementation. Let's look into what he discovered. So the importance of supplementing with protein and essential amino acids. Protein is the most sacred of all nutrients. It is a vital component of our body. They function as enzymes, hormones, structural tissue, and transport molecules, all of which make life possible. 9 amino acids are needed for making our tissue proteins, and they must be provided by the food we eat. They are called essential because our bodies cannot make them. So let's go back and look at that. 9 amino acids are needed for making our tissue proteins, and they must be provided by the food we eat. Okay. 95% of your cell structure is protein. It requires a good supply to make repairs and build new tissues and cells. Without protein, there would be no cells. Without protein, there would be no body. So again, I say, where would you live? Unfortunately, one of the challenges today is getting a quality protein without too much fat, which still has some enzymatic activity. You must not only consider the quantity of the protein you eat, you must give careful consideration to the quality of the protein. Protein that does not provide all the amino acids may even weaken the body structure by failing to do the complete job. What are amino acids? They're really the building blocks of nature. This is why the ancient Greeks gave this substance the name protus, meaning take first place. This is a key reason using a high quality protein supplement makes sense. You may not realize this, but we lose a lot of the quality in our protein from processing, refining, chemicalization, or overcooking. Once they have been altered to the point which, once they Once they have been altered to the point which they coagulate, hydrolyze, or otherwise induce chemical change in the protein matter, the enzymatic activity is lost. Sorry, I got kind of lost in that. But
did your words get caught on your eye teeth and you couldn't see what you were saying?
That was it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Would you all like to go back and hear that again? Anyway, we get the full impact of such a statement when we realize that enzymatic activity is completely destroyed at a temperature of about 130 degrees, which is far below the boiling point. I cannot emphasize this point too strongly. Your life depends upon enzymatic activity. So let's look at the importance of a healthy flora for digestion and health. You have many bacteria in your body more bacteria in your body than you have cells. I'm sorry, I get distracted by these little cute little things floating around. Nearly 1 trillion bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microorganisms compose your body's microflora. And advancing science has made it clear that these organisms play a major role in both your physical and mental health. So 100 trillion, of these bacteria. All these intestinal microflora, and this is not anything about flowers. It's not floral, it's flora, are part of your immune system. And about 80% of it originates right in your gut.
And then this also reminds me of a tie I once owned.
Oh,
but that's
very, very attractive.
So some of it may occur on your tie. Continue. Huh?
I hope not. With such a large concentration of bacteria in our body, it's logical that we depend on them for health. Microorganisms living within our bodies may be either probiotic, pathobiotic, eubiotic. A probiotic is a microorganism living within the body while contributing positively to the body's health. These friendly bacteria are also called intestinal flora, meaning healthful. Now, I'm sure a lot of you all have heard of probiotics. There's a huge market out there today as far as people getting probiotics into their systems. But again, we caution you to be careful with where you get them and what the quality of them is. So let's look at the pathobiotic. This is a microorganism that harms or impedes the body in one way or another. And eubiotics can either be harmful or helpful to the body, depending on their colony size and location. Probiotics were first discovered in the early 1900s by a scientist named Michnikov. Probiotic means for life. Wow, all the things that we're talking about tonight are about life. It's really great. Probiotic colonies work with the body's intestinal immune system to organize strategies that prevent toxins and pathogenic microorganisms from harming the body. Now, don't you just love those friendly little...
Aren't those are such happy probiotics.
They really are. And honestly, your body will be happy if you have the right amount of probiotics. The quality and content of our probiotic populations can make a difference between those who are easily sickened and overwhelmed by viral, bacterial, or fungal infections, and those who are able to repel infections and stay healthy. Wow. I'm thinking about this past year's situation with all the bad flu and things that were going on. I guess there weren't enough probiotics being taken. Probiotics can also quickly identify harmful bacteria or fungal overgrowths and work directly to eradicate them. Within the intestines, probiotics attach to and dwell in between the villi and the microvilli. This allows them to not only keep pathogenic bacteria from infecting those cells, it also allows them to monitor the size of food and molecular molecules going to the intestinal wall for absorption. This helps prevent the body from absorbing molecules that are too large or haven't been broken down sufficiently.
And please don't swallow a magnifying glass. That's not good.
Not good. No. For many people, they will be able to drink milk or eat nuts or bread for many years, then suddenly they become allergic or sensitive to that food. Why? Well, larger proteins from those foods are being allowed into the bloodstream. Studies have confirmed that probiotics can reverse the problem, effectively reducing allergies and intestinal permeability.
I just wanted to say here, when I was getting diagnosed, one of the first things the doctor checked for was this intestinal permeability. It's also called leaky gut syndrome. Basically, it's just, the purpose of digestion is to break food down into the tiny molecules that can be absorbed through the small intestine into the bloodstream, and they can take the nutrients where they need to go. What if you don't break down? What if those molecules, clumps of molecules, get absorbed into the bloodstream without being broken down? Well, the body won't recognize those as nutrition. It'll recognize them as something to attack, a foreign object. So that's a very serious problem, and it's treated oftentimes with diet.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. That's really important information. A lot of people have stomach problems and leaky gut and all kinds of other things, but it's so interesting because we have to have that healthy intestinal tract to be able to absorb the nutrition that we need to make everything work right. Probiotics are also called friendly because they help us digest food and they secrete beneficial nutritional products. Amazingly, probiotics are also a good source of a number of essential nutrients. They can manufacture biotin, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12.
Bingo! Oh, sorry.
Folic acid, vitamin A, and also vitamin K. Probiotics are also critical to nutrient absorption. There it is again, talking about our body needs to be able to absorb these things. Probiotics assist in the peristalsis, which is the rhythmic motion of the digestive tract. They also produce antifungal substances which counteract the growth of not so friendly yeast. Probiotics can also create compounds that scavenge free radicals, helping with oxidative stress. If all of this wasn't enough, probiotics are instrumental in slowing cellular degeneration and the disease associated with it. Okay, I'm sorry. Jeff has to make these little noises when he sees these
are happy little guys.
Little happy probiotics, and they're helping slow down the cellular degeneration and the diseases associated with it. They also can prevent LDL cholesterol from being released back into the bloodstream. With all our worries about bacteria and cleanliness, it turns out some bacteria are our friends. Researchers have discovered numerous benefits of probiotic supplementation. Intestinal infections such as Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, and other infections have been treated successfully with probiotics. Unfortunately, most diets just don't include enough fermented food. This is why it's recommended to take a probiotic supplement. Good bacteria, also known as probiotics, as we've said, has been shown to improve and aid in digestion, calm irritable bowel syndrome, help heal a leaky gut, boost immune system, improve your brain function, counteract inflammation and control the growth of disease-causing bacteria, produce vitamins, absorbs minerals, and eliminate toxins, controls asthma and reduce risk of allergies. It also can benefit your mood and your mental health and help normalize your weight. Optimizing your digestive flora could be one of your very most important strategies to prevent disease. Now, you may be wondering, which supplements can you trust and have been proven by science? Well, Shaklee has purity standards that are some of the toughest in the nutrition industry. And Shaklee scientists have published 125 scientific papers, which is really unmatched. Actually, Shaklee has been known to be obsessive about the purity standards that they follow.
Right, and so if you're like me, you'd go out to the department store or the bulk store or even the health food store, and you would ask what's the best supplement. And unfortunately, labels are helpful, but they don't tell you the whole story. And clerks can be helpful, especially if they've been working with nutrition for many years. But if they themselves have not researched the science behind those supplements, then you could be taking a whole lot of nothing, and not getting any real results, as I did for many years until I figured out, hey, some people are doing this right, and then a lot of people aren't, unfortunately. But
so you may remember our story from last week when I was talking about meeting someone that provides supplements for a large number of companies. And when they found out we were Shaklee users, they said, oh, Shaklee wouldn't even let us in the door. And that's because Shaklee does all of its own quality control and, all peer-reviewed trials, etc. So I wanted just to mention tonight, Shaklee offers 3 great plans for core nutritional support. And they're kind of our Shaklee Foundation regimens. The first one is your Vitalizing Plan. The second one is your Life Plan, Premier Pack, or your Essentials Plan. Last week we covered Life Shake. This week I'd like to review Shaklee's Life Strip. Shaklee's Life Strip features Vivix, Omega Guard, Vitalea, and B plus C. Vivix is a liquid gel, or you can get it in liquid, and it slows aging at the cellular level. This is really an amazing product. This offers a patented blend of a broad spectrum of polyphenols with key ingredients shown in laboratory studies to protect and repair DNA and combat free radicals.
Is that polyphenol?
Polyphenol. Yes, we talked about polyphenol last week. A patented blend of a broad spectrum of polyphenols with key ingredients shown in laboratory studies will protect and repair DNA and combat free radicals. Now let's move on to Omega Guard Plus for heart health and brain health. These are sourced from wild Alaskan pollock and combined with heart-healthy CoQ10 and vitamin E in an enteric-coated soft gel to eliminate the fishy aftertaste or burps.
Yeah, what I like about this is that they extract from replenishable populations of fish. In other words, they don't overfish, and they choose small fish, so the chances of them having the heavy metals and the chemical, fish, they don't. Yeah, they don't. And how do we know that? Well, we know that because of Shaklee's incredibly stringent and thorough testing processes. They test from the very beginning to the very end before that product goes out the door, which again, almost nobody does. Almost nobody.
I don't think anybody does that we know of.
It's amazing, yeah, that can happen. But anyway.
Vitalea Life for complete nutrition, bone, and joint health. Now, this is a little capsule or tablet that dissolves in less than 30 minutes. And if we had time tonight, we could actually take a glass of water and put it in there, and you could see. And it in the stomach, and it's designed to enhance absorption of folic acid from the patented microcoating. It also includes healthy heart, CoQ10, and vitamin E. Now, real quick, let me just mention something. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but we've used this word a couple, maybe more times than a couple of times. But we've used the word patented. This is amazing. So many. And I have to admit, I would have to go and research to see how many of Shaklee's products are patented. But it's amazing. There's nobody out there that has this same type of thing because our products are generally patented. So B plus E complex for immune healthy energy. Shown in a clinical study to provide up to 198% greater absorption of B vitamins over 12 hours. Is there proof that Shaklee supplements work? Absolutely. Let's look at the telomere study. Remember, we've talked about so much scientific research and everything has gone into Shaklee's products. So Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, who is a member of Shaklee's scientific board of advisors, was awarded the 209 Nobel Prize for Medicine for the discovery of the enzyme that lengthens telomeres and protects chromosomes.
Just real quick, if you check our blog on our hub site, we have a good blog that describes what telomeres are and why they're important and they're and what we found out through Shaklee about telomeres and how to save the telomeres. Save the telomeres.
It's amazing, and the study we'll talk about a little more. But it's also interesting that Shaklee pretty much aligns itself with people like Nobel Prize winners and etc. to help them and to serve on their boards and to provide information for them. So let's move along. Oh my goodness. Over time, now I can't tell you absolutely that a telomere looks like this. But
that is one nice looking telomere, let me tell you.
Over time, our telomeres gradually become shorter, and telomere length is thought to be a marker of overall health. Okay, that's very important. So there's a group of people right here that you can see. Shaklee conducted a telomere study that compared people using Shaklee supplements for at least 5 years to healthy non-smoking smokers living in the San Francisco Bay Area.
And we know some of those people in that picture.
Cool. And this is what was shown. The rate of telomere shortening in Shaklee users was 40% lower than the healthy control group.
Say that again. That's amazing. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so this group of people over a period of 5 years were using Shaklee products, and their telomeres were 40% lower. The shortening of their telomeres,
which means aging.
Yeah, which means aging. Yeah, that's the nice way to say it.
It was 40% better than people who didn't take Shaklee.
Oh, you said it better than me. Wow. But anyway, I mean, it's like, let's just call it what it is. Telomere shortening means aging. Okay. A statistical analysis projects that an 80-year-old Shaklee user would have the same telomere length as a 41-year-old.
Now that 41-year-old has a really big telomere. It's coming out of his ear. It's a tele-ear is what that is right there. But let's just move along.
So we are just loving to share all of this information with you. It's such important information. And we invite you to continue to research, to continue to look at the information we're giving you free of charge. We love it. We love doing the webinars. There's 2 more in this series. But we also encourage you to make your tomorrow amazing with one of Shaklee's nutritional systems. You can choose the Vitalizing Plan, the Life Plan, or the Essentials Plan. You can visit the web, our online store. Actually, I might mention that this is how we shop. So, you don't have to run out to the grocery or everything or the pharmacy or wherever, Costco's, wherever it is, and look through all of these shelves of vitamins, because you can just go right online on our store and shop just like we do. And here's what it would look like when you go online.
Yeah, this
Jeff will give you the link to this.
This online store is myjeffreyjones.myshaklee.com.
So now we're coming to an end, and one of the things, if you're not already friends with us on Facebook, you can join us. You can join our Facebook group. And
wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I got away from me there.
Oh, that little mouse.
Yeah.
Okay. We'd love to hear what you liked best about our webinar. This one, last week's. We'd like you to ask questions, seek out more information. So post what you like best and share it with others, what you like best, and maybe share about the Facebook group with others.
Now, if you're commenting right now as we speak in the Facebook Live streaming, we're not reading that at the moment. We're looking at our webinar. So if we're not answering you, don't worry. We'll follow up.
Yeah, we'll get to you. Okay. So this is how to find us online. You can visit the hub site.
And this is the hub site, myjeffreyjones.com.
Okay. And let's just jump to next week's session and talk about it a little bit. This is what you're going to learn. It will be the same time, same place, at 8 o'clock next Wednesday night. And we're going to learn about the importance of antioxidants and the prevention of free radical damage, the importance of vitamin C and why it's so vital for your health, the vitalizing plan and why its delivery system makes it so effective. So I'm just going to tell you that I have a little something to share with you about that. The vitalizing plan and its delivery system. Just think about the word SMART, and we'll share that with you next week. Okay? So here we are. Thanks so much for being with us. We just love having you here. We're going to paste the link to download our free ebook into the chat box.
Here it is, right here. Let me see if I can. So this is the ebook that you'll get. It has all kinds of, a lot more detail, a lot more information than we can go into in an hour here. I'm looking for the chat. Here we go. All right, so check your chat box, and I'm putting the link in now. So if you see your chat box, it's yourfreedomeffect.com/ebook/view WYD/95/0.
But just look in the chat box and you can just click on it and don't worry about it. We'll also put it on the replay.
And so the, oh, you know what? I'm not even sharing that. What I need to do is, or am I? Well, yeah, this is, so you don't need to be perfect as we have proven this very evening. You can make all kinds of mistakes and still get the message out and still help people. Folks. Yeah. So myjeffreyjones.com, that is the hub site. That's where you can contact us. You can ask more questions. Check out our blog.
And check out our wellness center.
Yeah.
Our wellness project.
Yeah, go to join our wellness project. This again has access to all of our information. You can read at your leisure, and that is freedomeffect.yourwellnessproject.com. And it's free sign up. Again, no cost. We just, we're
wonderful amount of information.
We're giving away a lot of good free content. And then the store, the online shop, where you can do more research from our supplier, Shackley. Every business has suppliers, vendors that provide products to customers. And so for us, because we're out here providing content and sharing information, our supplier is Shackley. We don't work for Shackley.
No.
We're not employees of Shackley. When we get paid, we don't sign Shackley.
No.
So
this is our business, and we have found these things that we are sharing to be true for us, and that is why we are sharing them with you.
So the name of this online shop where we get our supplements and proteins and good stuff is myjeffreyjones.myshackley.com. And I believe that is it. We thank you. I know
thank you.
Your time is valuable, and we thank you for spending a little bit of it with us today. Didn't go down any rabbit trails. We're even 5 minutes early.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's give them a break tonight and not travel down too many rabbit.
We're going to let you out early this time now. But start looking this stuff up and start checking it out. And I think you'll find what we found, and that is that not all supplement companies are the same. Not all supplements are the same. And unfortunately, the way it's set up right now, there's nobody you can look to. There's no third-party independent government organization that can validate and verify what you're taking. You have to do that yourself. That's just the reality. So we went through this over years, and we thought, well, let's share it, because wouldn't it have been great if we could have accessed something like this 10, 20 years ago?
Right.
Such a huge. Anyway, so
one of the things I just want to bring up is there's two words I want you to remember, and that is what I brought up about patented. So many of our products are patented. And the other is that Shaklee has a 100% money back guarantee. So, hey, just think of that. I mean, if you go to the store, I can tell you, I have had in the years past so many bottles of, oh, this is going to help you, or this is going to help you, or this is going to help you, and when it didn't, or perhaps sometimes even caused some undesired reaction. Nobody gave me their money, my money back. So I'm just asking you to keep an open mind and let us share with you what we've learned. Thanks a lot for being here. See you next week.
Thank you very, very much. We'll end the meeting here, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.